All right, welcome back. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. It is, when this comes out, it's Thursday, November 9th. We have so much to talk about. It's been about a week since we record. We're going on one episode a week now. I get overwhelmed and I get lazy a little bit, but we're back. We're here. We're fucking live. Welcome to Beyond the Spread. I know the logo, that guy, says Bryce Bud podcast. We're changing it up. We're going to Beyond the Spread. We're talking news. We're talking games. We're talking what happens in the sports world. Maybe some other shit that's going on in the world. But we're going. We're here. Last week was I've had a good week. Okay. Last week in college football, I went 3-4-1. I had a push. I forgot what game it was. I don't want to dig through my notes right now. I had a push, but we went under 500. We don't like that. We went under 500. I just didn't see the board clearly. I made a little bit of money on the side. I took some other games. But, Georgia not covering hurt me. I took a parlay with Georgia and James Madison, who, is pretty good. Georgia didn't cover. That sucked. But NFL, man. NFL, we had a great week. We're going to talk some headlines, but I went 10-4 in my picks. 10-4. Probably one of the best weeks I've had in the NFL in a very long time. News that's been happening. First things first. Rangers won the World Series. We talked about it. Congratulations to the Rangers. That series was kind of like, People want to talk about ratings, all that kind of shit. I didn't watch. I really didn't. I saw some clips. Okay, that's it. It was the Rangers versus the Diamondbacks. I think I saw a stat that both those teams had combined 200 losses last year. So good for them for coming back and, getting into the World Series for the Diamondbacks, but winning it for the Rangers. Good for them. Happy for them. We got a lot of football stuff to talk about. We got some picks. We want to talk a little college. I think the most interesting story that came out of this weekend was the Raiders stuff. Also, didn't watch. I didn't watch. Sorry, sidetracked because I didn't have it written down. I took the Chargers on Monday night. I didn't even watch the game. Didn't even watch it. I saw it was 27-6 in like the third, fourth quarter. I was like, nice, great. Didn't want to watch the Jets game. Jets play ugly football. Aaron Rodgers. We'll get to it. Anyways, the interesting story that came out of this weekend was out of the Raiders. AP, everyone's calling him, it's Pierce from the Antonio Pierce. Thank you. Antonio Pierce. He got the interim head coach job for the Las Vegas Raiders. The story that came out. Now, I did listen to Bussin' with the Boys, and Max Crosby was talking, and he was saying that story isn't true. They keep it in-house. Got to keep it in-house. But Antonio Pierce got up in a meeting. Everyone aired their grievances, all that kind of stuff. And Antonio Pierce stands up and just tried to rally the troops, get the guys fired up. And they did, and they bought into it. They're like, all right, let's go. He said something about the Patriots. When Antonio Pierce was on the Giants and they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, he said something about that. I don't know what he said. It never came out. It's like, yeah, we beat how we beat the Patriots. We got to rally together and win, Classic coach talk. I love it. But Josh McDaniels did not like that. He didn't like that one bit. Now, this is a rumor, but he said, don't talk about the Patriots like that. And then that got all the way. He said that as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Josh, what are we doing? He's not a head coach. You want to have a simple offense and, have some good guys around you. Josh McDaniels is the guy for you. But he is not a good head coach. Not one bit. But that got all the way up to the Raiders owner, and he got fired. It is what it is. We kind of saw this coming. They went, what? I don't even know what the record was when he was a coach. He's a bad head coach. You want to be an offensive coordinator? Fine. Stay there. Stay out of the way. Be an offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. Next big news that came out. Dallas Godert fractured his forearm. He's going to be out for 4 weeks. Now, the Eagles are high flying, no pun intended. But that hurts the Eagles offense. Eagles are the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. I think it goes, I don't even know where you want to go. Eagles for sure, and then I think it's a tie right now between the Lions and the 49ers. 49ers just got Chase Young, which, is good for the 49ers. They need another pass rusher, I think. Bosa wasn't getting the job done. He's really good, but good for the 49ers. But I think it's between Eagles, number one, and then I think 1A or 1B, or tied for second, I guess. Tied for second is the Lions and the 49ers. Lions had a bye week last week. Lions are just hanging in there. They're going to make the playoffs. Maybe win a playoff game. I don't know. It's exciting, though. It's exciting. But Eagles, that hurts them. What does that really mean? Next man up mentality kind of thing. They are on a bye week this week, so kind of good for the Eagles right now. They'll figure it out. They got to get healthy. Jalen Hurts, he had that knee brace on 2 weeks ago. He didn't have it on this last week. Reporters are asking what's going on with him. He just walks off the stage when someone brings it up. So the Eagles are going to get healthy. They're going to come back better. They'll be fine. Jamar Chase hurt his back this past weekend. Hurt his back. They're expecting him to miss some time. So play that into how you pick the Bengals this week. I think they'll be okay. Who are they playing? We'll get to the games, but Bengals are playing the Texans at home. Texans just came off a crazy win. We'll get to C.J. Stroud in a second. Aaron Rodgers. Let's just talk about Aaron Rodgers real quick. The Jets GM, Joe Douglas, said we're expecting Aaron Rodgers to play again this season. They're expecting him to be back this week. Not this week. This season. We saw him. Week by week, we get the Jets. They're on a lot of primetime games, so we get the camera on Aaron Rodgers when he shows up to the stadium. This week, he didn't take the golf cart in. He was walking in, and then he gets on the field and he starts throwing some balls. You can tell it's not 100% just the way he's throwing. There's no mobility in him, but he's crushing the rehab. He is absolutely crushing the rehab. The guy is defying science. Again, I said it when he got hurt, or a few weeks after, when this rumor started coming out, like, oh, he's going to play again. I want to know how bad the tear was. How bad was the tear? Yeah, you had surgery on your Achilles, so it's pretty serious. But I want to know how bad the Achilles tear was. Again, he ruptured it, tore it, something, whatever. But he didn't have crutches. He's out there throwing the ball. He's not moving. He can kind of step and throw, but he's not really moving, So, the Jets just lost to the Chargers. I think that, what are they, 4-4, 4-5, something like that? That'll be interesting. Personally, I know that if the Jets make the playoffs, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is gonna play in the playoffs. I think that's the track that we're on. But is it worth it? What if he comes back and does it again? No one hopes for that. Don't root for injuries at all. But what if it happens? You got to think about this. Is it worth it? Is it totally worth it for him to come back, maybe win a Super Bowl? Maybe. AFC is fucking strong. So that's interesting. That's just one of those things that we all love talking about. Is Aaron Rodgers going to play again this year? He's looking. You see him throwing in the field in the warm-ups, all that kind of shit. So we're watching that one very carefully. C.J. Stroud. He's the fucking guy. He is the guy for the Texans. Hand up. I took the Bryce Young side for no reason, even though we share the same name. I took the Bryce Young side. I'm okay with it. C.J. Stroud, though, we expected Bryce Young to kind of take this next level when he got to the NFL. He's a rookie, fine. First year, he kind of sucks right now. But C.J. Stroud is proving that he should have been the number one pick. He's proving that. There was 47 seconds left. They were down 4, so a field goal doesn't help. You need a touchdown. Tank Dell is turning into his number one receiver. He's turning into the number one receiver. He catches the game-winning touchdown, and they win the game. C.J. Stroud had 400-plus passing yards and 4 TDs, broke some NFL historic record. I think Andrew Luck was the last rookie to do that. So, if you're in that kind of conversation, you're in that kind of conversation, you're good. Good for CJ Stroud. The Texans have the guy. Now, is this an overreaction? I don't think so. I don't think this is an overreaction. Is he having maybe some beginner's luck? Maybe. But, I mean, he's making the right throws. He's checking the ball down. He's getting the ball out of his hands. He's letting his players make plays. So, Texans have the guy. In my opinion, they have the guy. So, good for CJ Stroud. Oh, also, the kicker. The kicker got hurt in like the first quarter, the first half or something like that. So, they had some backup running back, but I'm not even trying to pronounce that, but he kicked a field goal. It was amazing. It was like a 30-plus yarder. Drilled it. Absolutely drilled it. So good for the Texans. I'm happy for the Texans. They went through that period with Deshaun. Oof, don't want to talk about it. But, yeah. Josh Dobbs comes in. He got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Wasn't expecting to play. He was the backup quarterback. They started some guy from BYU. I don't even know his name. Gets hurt on like the first series or something like that. Maybe not first series, but in somewhere around there. First quarter, second quarter, something like that. Josh Dobbs comes in and goes down, gets a game-winning drive, and wins. The guy is just a true football player. He is a dude. Nothing rattles him. It feels like he's just calm. He's making plays with his legs. He's throwing to the right guys. He doesn't even know the offense. He doesn't even know anyone's name on the offensive line. You saw the video of him taking snaps right when the quarterback went down. He's, getting the signs, getting the signals, checking with the offensive line. Hey, what's the protections? I'm just going to throw to the open guy. Good for Josh Dobbs. Good for you, man. That was impressive. That was crazy. Get traded a week before and you come into the game and you win the game? Josh Dobbs got paid. Any team in the NFL would love to have Josh Dobbs as their backup quarterback. Any team in the NFL would love to have him as a backup quarterback. Was he a starter? I don't think so. Maybe some team will take a little risk on him, maybe in the offseason, and be like, hey, our guy went down. We need you to come in and play. Kind of like how Arizona had him. We saw how that turned out. He's good for, spur of the moment kind of thing. He's good for that. He's not, I don't think he's a true starter, but he's going to get paid. He'll be on the NFL roster until he doesn't want to be on one, until he wants to retire. What else we got? That's college. We'll get to college in a second. Justin Jefferson back. He's back. He got activated. He's going to play this week. That helps Josh Dobbs, assuming he's going to play. Actually, I know he's going to start. I don't know for a fact, but I'm assuming so. And the Rams signed Carson Wentz. Have we not learned anything? Carson Wentz had those first 2 great years in Philly. Philly thought he was going to be their guy. Couldn't stay healthy. It sucked to see. And then he came back that third year, wasn't the same guy at all. Was not nearly the same guy at all. He's been bouncing around. He wasn't on a roster this entire year. That tells me that Matthew Stafford his thumb is messed up. It's pretty messed up. So he assuming Matthew Stafford's healthy, but that thumb has got to be bad. It's got to be bad if you're going out and signing a quarterback. Now, that quarterback that played this week, don't even know his name. He tried. He tried. Against the Green Bay Packers, he tried. Okay, that's all you can ask for. But good for Carson Wentz. That's all I got to say. I mean, I know when Aaron Rodgers went down, his people reached out to the Jets about signing him, about being their quarterback. They were like, no, we don't want Carson Wentz. So maybe the Rams know something that we don't. I mean, not anyone. I think Carson Wentz can be okay. I hate being optimistic about it because we've seen over and over again how not good he is. I'm not going to say he's bad because he's in the league, but, I don't know what you're doing there, Rams. I really don't know what you're doing there. Little college news. USC fired their defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch. I mean, probably a good call by USC because they don't know how to tackle. They don't know how to cover. Again, you went up against Washington this last week. Fine. You can say you don't know how to cover. Washington's high-flying offense. But, I mean, it's going like this for 2 years. Lincoln Riley just has a crazy offense, but no defense. No defense at all. So, probably the right move by USC, just getting rid of the defensive coordinator. What else? There were some great games this weekend. We talked about that. Great games this weekend over college. Let's talk about a few of them. That Washington USC one, crazy. I took Washington. Now, the over-under was 77.5 points. I'll say it, or was it 73? It was 75, somewhere in the 70s. I was a pussy to take it. I'll admit that. Hand up, I was a pussy to take it. I was like, there's no way. Maybe they just touch the over or just get to that exact point. I was like, I'm not going to touch it. I was hoping that Washington's defense was going to show up just a little bit, which they did in the fourth quarter. But, I mean, the over cashed it was on track at the end of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, it was like, oh, this over is going to hit. No one can stop. Neither of these teams can stop each other until Washington's defense did in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams, I'm guessing he's going to play the rest of the year. That's the way it's looking. Penix and Washington, they're going to be, I think the college football rankings come out today for the playoffs. I'm guessing Washington will be 5. I think you can't bump Florida State out yet. They're going to be 4. Other game, LSU at Bama. I took Bama. Easy. Now, I did say I was going to take the under, and I did take the under. I thought Bama was going to slow down LSU, hold them to like 10 to 17 points in the first half. No, not happening. Bama looks legit. Bama can jump up to like, I don't know, 7, maybe 6. You want to push it? I mean, they just beat LSU, who's a good offensive team. Defense is suspect. They had a couple good guys, but that game was fantastic to watch. Both those games going on at the same time was amazing. I had one on the TV you see behind me, and I had one on my laptop. We were watching them both. I only got the one TV, okay? Don't hate me. But that game was crazy. Bama defense, Bama run, Bama take the deep shot. Bama defense, Bama run, take the deep shot. That's how they're built. That is exactly how they're built. And they're going to keep doing it until someone stops them. Notre Dame. I'm done betting on them. I'm done talking about them. They let me down 2 or 3 times now, and I'm just done. I'm not going to touch them anyway. I don't care if they're playing the worst team in the country and they're favored by 40. They'll somehow end up not covering. So Notre Dame sucks too. They suck. I'm done with them. They ruin my week. They ruin my Saturday every Saturday when I need something from them to win. You go into Clemson and you just 3 field goals in the first half. You can't get a touchdown. You had a chance at the end, but it was too little, too late. Clemson, good for Clemson. Dabo was happy. It was cool to see Clemson win against Notre Dame. That just proves, Clemson is not good. They're a very mediocre, maybe above mediocre, average team. But Notre Dame sucks. I'm done touching them. I'm not going to talk about them unless they're in a big game, but they won't be in the rest of the year. They might make a bowl game, but they are terrible. Ohio State. They are the number 1 ranked team in the country right now. Hats off to you, Ohio State. I still don't think they're very good. You have Marvin Harrison Jr. Whatever their quarterback's name is not good. He's not going to win you a game. You have to play a sound, perfectly game, run the ball, throw to Marvin Harrison Jr., run the ball, throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think Ohio State's – I think they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. I really do. They're not good. They don't know how to score. Their quarterback is not good. I mean, they barely won against Notre Dame. That was an ugly game a few weeks ago. They barely beat them. Barely beat them. That's where that is my comparison right there. They'll, unless they lose twice in the next few weeks, they're going to lose in the first round of the playoff. That is my hot take. Maybe not hot, but they're going to lose in the first round of the playoff, whoever they play. They're going to lose to Michigan. I don't even know their schedule, but they're going to lose to Michigan. Michigan plays Penn State this week. We're about to talk about it. Let's just get into it right now. Okay, let's just get into it right now. College football. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 9 games that are really good in my opinion, or can be really good. Maybe not, but I love the lines. Right off the bat, 10 a.m., right in our face, big noon kickoff, Michigan at Penn State. I'm going Michigan. I'm not even thinking about it. -4.5. I need the other pen. Michigan, -4.5. At Penn State, if this was at night, on a whiteout kind of game at Penn State, I might think twice about this, but right out of the gate, Michigan -4.5. They are the better team. They are probably their only competition is Georgia. That's really it. They're gonna beat Ohio State. I might move the line on this one and just take them at like 10. Because Penn State, don't be wrong, they're going to come out firing. They're going to come out strong. That defense is going to hold up for a while. Michigan is just too much. They know how to run the ball. It's not McCarthy. Michigan quarterback, he's good. He's kind of in the Heisman race right now. I just don't see how. And the Penn State quarterback, whatever the guy's name is that looks like Key and Peele, whatever his name is, he doesn't know how to win the big games. He doesn't know how to win the big games. And this is a huge game. He doesn't know how to win the big games. He's definitely not winning the huge games. Let's just put that into perspective. Michigan, -4.5. That might be the lock of the week. In my mind, it is. Because I don't see Penn State keeping... They're going to be close in the first half, and people are going to be like, ooh, Penn State's going to win this game. Nope. I promise you they're not. And the Connor Stallions thing, he resigned. He took the grenade. He fell on it. Good for Connor. There was even more to this story that he had an LLC with some running back on Michigan. Not some running back. I know his name. But he had an LLC with him. And he has like a $500,000 house. It is just a bizarre situation going on in Michigan. So Connor Stallion said, it's all my fault. Fell on the grenade. He's out of it. Okay, now Michigan can go win the national championship. People are saying Michigan shouldn't be allowed to play in the playoffs, all this kind of shit. You can't do that. Did they hire him? Yeah. I mean, it's just not good. It is just not good. But to the game, Michigan at Penn State, Michigan -4.5, easy. Bama at Kentucky. Bama is 10.5 point favorite. Kentucky's let me down a couple times this year, just kind of thinking they're going to cover. I'm just going to roll with Bama. This is not the same team as last year with Kentucky. They can run the ball a little bit, not really throw it, but Bama, 10.5, book it, easy. This is a big game. This next game, Miami at Florida State. Florida State's -14. It's not a huge rivalry game, but it's an in-state rivalry, so it kind of means just a little bit more. It's not Florida State, Florida, but I mean it's a big game. Florida State's -14. I think Miami's going to cover. I think Florida State's going to win outright for sure, but I think Miami's going to cover the 14. Florida State's kind of had a bumpy road. I forgot who they played last week, but it was close for a while, then they just pulled away. I think Miami's going to be ready for this 14. I think they're going to be ready. I think they're going to cover. Florida State's still going to win. But, I mean, Jordan Travis in the Heisman race as well. But Miami's going to cover. Miami is going to cover. Next game, big game. Utah at Washington. Washington -9.5. Can Utah slow down Washington? That Utah defense, I've said it from the beginning. They're a really good defense. They proved it week in and week out. They kind of had a bad week. Was it last week or was it the Oklahoma? Was it Oregon or it was Oregon State? They had a bad week against Oregon State a couple weeks ago. But I just think Washington's too freaking good. I really do. Utah's going to keep it close majority of the game, but it's just that Utah offense. If what's his name was playing, the guy who tore his ACL, who's probably going to come back for one more year, long hair dude, he's not playing the rest of the year. I forgot his name. Son of a bitch. I'm going Washington -9.5. I just don't. Utah can't score like Washington score. Yeah, they can slow down Washington, but I think Washington's just going to get after them. Third quarter, they're going to open it up, and it's not going to be close. Washington -9.5. Tennessee at Missouri. Tennessee -1. Missouri's been playing good ball lately. Missouri has been playing good ball. Tennessee, they beat the fuck out of UConn last week. Okay, they absolutely smacked them. They were 32-point favorites. They won by 50. I think I'm going to go Tennessee. Fuck it. Oh, I don't like that. 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 I'm going to star that one because I know I'm going to be wrong on that one. I'm going Tennessee -1. I think they're figuring it out. You know, we're almost through. College football's almost over. It's on its last legs. But I'm going Tennessee. Let's go Tennessee. Ole Miss at Georgia. Georgia, 10.5-point favorites. Lane Kiffin going into Georgia. Ole Miss can score. Georgia can do it all. Ole Miss's defense, they're okay. They're okay. Can they slow down Georgia? I think so. I'm going Ole Miss +10.5. I'm going Ole Miss +10.5. Yeah, I mean, Georgia, they're going to be 1 or 2 in the power rankings for the playoffs. More than likely going to make the playoffs unless something just catastrophic happens. I like Georgia against almost anyone. Michigan, again, I said that before. That's their only big people they got to kind of watch out. But again, it's Big Ten, SEC. There's just a huge difference between the two. In my mind, maybe not this year. The gap is closing. I will say that. The gap is closing between all the conferences. SEC and Big Ten are, Big Ten's catching up. Big Ten is catching up. And SEC is going to get better next year. Oklahoma and Texas are going to the SEC next year. So it's going to be crazy. But Georgia, I like it. Ole Miss +10.5. I like it. Florida at LSU. I've been saying it. I've been on Florida a couple times. I'm not a fan of them. I thought they were good for a while. They had those couple games where like, oh my gosh, they're making these crazy plays. And they're hanging in the games. I think LSU's offense is too much. They just lost to fucking Bama. I think they're going to come out a little pissed off. Florida is just flatline. They're ready for the season to be over. LSU -13.5. I'm also going to take the over of 63.5. I think Florida can score a little bit. They're going to get in the 20s, maybe even touch 30s because LSU's defense is, they're okay. But, I'm going to take the over too. Next game, kind of a rivalry game. It's two basketball schools going head-to-head each other. Duke at North Carolina. North Carolina's back to being ranked. I think they're 23 or 24 in the country. 14.5. They're favored 14.5 against Duke. Duke's had a really good year. I'll say that. Duke has had a really, really good year. Again, it's more of a basketball rivalry. Them playing football. Duke is usually really, really bad. They've had a great year. Great year. With that being said, I'm going North Carolina. -14.5. 14.5. I think Drake May and that offense just come out firing. I think Duke can slow them down enough to be like, we're only going to lose by 2 touchdowns. Duke just can't score as well as North Carolina can. So that's really the only logic behind it. Big game, night game on Fox, 8 o'clock, Pac-12 matchup, USC at Oregon. Oregon's -15. Ugh. Oregon is really good. USC is kind of just falling back, and they just fired their defensive coordinator, so who knows what's going to happen. Even if you change defensive coordinators, at this point in the season, USC's defense just still can't tackle. They still can't tackle. They don't know how to stop anyone. They just gave up 50 to Washington, which, Washington's offense is really good. Oregon's offense is even not better, but they hang in there. That Washington-Oregon game was really good. The over hit in that one, too. Oregon's minus 15. The over under 73. USC can score, but this Oregon defense is so good. I think this defense is better than Washington's. I think Oregon's going to get up and down the field on them. I'm going to take the 15. The over-under 73.5. Again, I'm going to stay away from that one because who knows what's going to happen with USC. They've been trending downwards. I think they might even go farther down. I don't think they're going to flatline at all. I think they're just going to keep going down. Oregon minus the 15. It's just not going to... It might be a very, very ugly game for USC. USC is going to score, but, how much weight do you want to put into this? Caleb Williams says he's he's a football guy. He loves playing football, but it gets to a point where it's like everyone knows you're going to be the number one draft pick. Everyone knows you're going to be the number one draft pick. So you're not going to make the playoffs. What are you going to do? He's not going to play in the bowl game when they make one. So what's the real point of doing this? I don't know. Oregon minus 15. Book it. We're in. That's college. Okay, that is college. Those are the games I want to talk about. I saw a couple other ones. We have some action going on. We got Louisville. Virginia is at Louisville this week. I think it's tonight or Friday night, one of the two. I'm going to take Louisville in that one. They were minus 20. Let's just add it. What was it? Virginia. Virginia at Louisville minus 20. We'll add it. I'm taking Louisville. All right. NFL. Let's talk about it. Let's talk some NFL. It's an okay week. We got the Chiefs. We got the Dolphins. We got the Eagles. And there was one other one that has a bye this week. So the high-flying electric teams not playing this week. It's still an okay slate. Thursday night sucks. Monday night's going to be brutal for me. We'll get to that. Thursday night, sleeper of a game. Don't really care about this game. I really don't. Panthers at Bears. Bears are minus 3.5. I just read Justin Fields doubtful for Thursday night. So no Justin Fields. We're getting Bagent again. Tyson Bagent. The Bears just signed Montez Sweat. Was it Montez Sweat? Yeah, it was Sweat. Bears just signed him to a 4-year deal. Bears are minus 3.5. Bears defense is going to get after Bryce Young because Bryce Young's offensive line, not good. I think the Panthers have a better chance at scoring than the Bears do, but Tyson Bagent has been playing better than Bryce Young. The D2 All-American Heisman Trophy winner has been playing better than Bryce Young. That doesn't make sense. It's going to be an ugly game. I don't even feel comfortable. I don't even want to make a pick on this one, but I have to. I think I'm going to go Panthers plus 3. This is a big game for the Bears because the Bears have the Panthers draft pick. And if you're the Bears, you want to win. So the Panthers record goes, they have a losing record even more. So they have a higher draft pick. So you have their draft pick. I didn't explain that very well, but that's what's happening. That's Thursday night. Won't watch this game. I don't think I'm going to watch it. I might check in on the score. But other than that, I'm not watching. Just out of pure principle. Because I didn't watch the fucking Chargers Jets game. I love football, but it's like I want to be slightly entertained. I knew the Chargers were going to win. The Jets put up 6 points. It's going to be the same kind of thing here, but it's going to be like 9-6 or 11-12, something like that. Either way, the Panthers are covering in that situation. And I just threw out 2 random scores. Perfect. Panthers cover. Sunday. Again, not the best slate, but it's NFL. We love the NFL. It's impossible to pick these games sometimes, even though your boy did go 10-4 last week. No big deal. Sunday. Morning games. Colts at Patriots. Colts -1.5. There was a rumor that I saw on Twitter that Bill Belichick might be on the hot seat if they don't beat the Colts. Apparently that came from Robert Kraft's mouth, or one of his sons said that. If they get rid of Bill Belichick, the Patriot way is dead. Bill Belichick is the Patriot way. The Bill Belichick is the Bill Belichick way. It's not even the Patriot way. Wherever he goes, he's going to turn it into his way. Not anyone else's way. It's the Bill Belichick way. I don't know what to do. The Colts are fun. The Colts score points. Patriots know how to score points in the fourth quarter. They're going to be close. I don't like this game at all. Because the Patriots might have a little bit of life to them. They're so banged up, though. Can Gardner Minshew go into the Patriots and win? I'm just going to ride with it. Sure, Colts -1.5. Colts -1.5. I don't like it. But the Colts have more life right now than the Patriots. The Patriots keep trying to get up, and then they don't. They need some Viagra or some shit to get up. You know what I mean? Texans at Bengals. Bengals -7. Texans had a great win last week, but that was against a mid team, the Bucks. Baker also had a great drive the drive before. They got him down there. They scored. They should have won. But CJ Stroud is that guy. I think the Bengals are all the way back. Joe Burrow's been proving it for the last couple of weeks now. I know they don't have Jamar. It doesn't really matter in my head. T. Higgins is a great number 2. Turn into number 1. I'm going Bengals -7. Saints at Vikings. Saints are -2.5. Josh Dobbs, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. They just lost Cam Akers, who tore his Achilles or ACL, one of the two. I think it was ACL. Saints have been doing okay. Vikings come off a very high win. Josh Dobbs a full week in the system. You can have all the weapons you want. I like the Saints. I think it's going to be an ugly game. But the Saints also have those games where they go in and they drop 30 points a game. They drop 30. They put up 30 points. I like that. And I think we're going to get that this week. I'm going Saints -2.5. Not in love with it. Don't love it at all. Packers at Steelers. Steelers are -3.5. Kenny Pickett back. They had a bye week last week, I'm pretty sure. So hopefully he's healthy. Packers just won, beat the Rams, who didn't have Matthew Stafford. So really, what do you want to say? Packers are bad. I'm trying to put that in my head. Packers are bad. They score very little points. But the Steelers are also, are the Steelers better than the Rams, or the Steelers better than the Packers? I think so, but not by a lot. The 3.5 is throwing me off because I think the Steelers win by a field goal. But fuck it. We'll go Steelers -3.5. Fuck it. We'll go through Steelers the Steelers -3.5. Titans at Bucks. Will Levis turning into the guy. Bucks just had a heartbreaking loss. They're going into Tampa. It's cool to see what Will Levis is doing. They know how to run the ball. He's throwing the ball fucking crazy. His arm strength is very good. He just flicks it out there, out to the flat, and it's on a fucking rope. It's out there quick. Bucks, you have that defense. Can you slow down Derrick Henry? Can you slow down D-Hop? Can you slow down Will Levis? Can you get after Will Levis? The Bucks have a good run defense, so you're going to have to trust Will Levis to throw the ball consistently up and down the field. Now, it is Derrick Henry. Can you slow down Derrick Henry? You could try. I don't like this game. The Bucks are -1.5. Titans money line sounds really good. I'm gonna go Bucks. I'm a believer in Will Levis as of right now, but I just think his time's coming, but it's not there yet. You know what I mean? He's on the precipice of it all, but it's not there yet. I think I can't believe the Bucks might win this game. Ugh, I can't even fathom picking them. 49ers at Jags. San Fran -3. San Fran -3. Everyone's getting healthy. Debo's supposed to play. Christian's going to be back. Peters, I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I bet you he's questionable, which leads me to believe that he's going to play. They play so much better. Let's talk about Brock Purdy real quick. Let's talk about it. I was a believer in him. I still kind of am. But I think people are starting to figure out that, maybe he's not, he was Mr. Relevant kind of for a reason. He's in the Kyle Shanahan offense, which, I think a lot of quarterbacks can go in and be really good. We saw that with Jimmy G. Honestly, I think if you put Sam Darnold in there, I think they win some games because Sam Darnold is more experienced. Is he good? History tells us no. We live in the present. Let's see what Sam Darnold can do. Maybe not in this game because the Jags are really good. I think I'm going to go Jags. I think I'm going Jags +3. Jags have been kind of not surprising because we kind of expect this with, Trevor Lawrence and that offense is really good. You got Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Etienne, Ingram at tight end. Their defense is good. They're a very well-rounded team. 49ers, you lose 3 in a row. Do you lose 4 in a row? I kind of see it. Jags at home, across the country. I don't know. I'm gonna go Jags. I think I might go Jags money line too. It's probably not a lot, but it's enough to juice the stats. Last morning game, Browns at Ravens. Ravens -6. Lamar Jackson's been playing out of this world. The Ravens defense has been playing out of this world. That offense is finally getting together. OBJ got a touchdown on his birthday. We all saw it. Congratulations, OBJ. OBJ's not washed, but he's very close to being washed. He's ring chasing for sure. Good for him. He picked a good team for the Ravens. They might make a deep playoff run. Browns. Deshaun Watson's playing. You got the run game. That defense is crazy. Can you keep up with the Ravens scoring, though, if they score enough? Part of me wants to take the Browns +6, but I just can't. I know it's interdivision. You know what? I'll go Browns +6. I'll go Browns +6. I'm going to trust my gut. Trust my first instinct. I like the Ravens. The Ravens, I think, are still going to win this game, but it's going to be ugly. It's not going to be a clean game. Deshaun, not the guy. I mean, you paid him a fuck ton of money. You paid him so much money. And he's just not filling that role that we all thought he was going to do. Ravens win this game. I still think the Ravens win this game. It's their division to lose at this point. Browns, whatever. Defense is really good. You can run the ball. You can kind of throw the ball. PJ Walker might be better than Deshaun Watson. Yeah. Afternoon game start. Falcons at Cardinals. Kyler Murray's back. Atlanta's -1.5. I think Kyler is going to have a rough game. I think he's going to come in, definitely have some explosive plays like, oh, welcome back, Kyler. All that kind of shit. What are we doing with the Falcons? Taylor Heineke's playing. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. Get them the ball. Get him the ball. Get Bijan the ball. Get him in open space. Let him make some moves. I'm tired of it. Everyone's tired of it. You're throwing the ball. You have the backup running back in. What are we doing? Bijan is the guy. He must have done some stupid shit for him not to play or give him the ball. Kyle Pitts, who knows? This has been happening 2 years in a row. I would be shocked if he doesn't request a trade out of the Falcons after this year. I'd be shocked if he didn't. He should. The highest drafted tight end ever, and you can't get him the ball. When he catches these balls, he makes plays. Get him the ball. Get him the ball. I think the Cardinals are that bad. I think they're kind of tanking. I think they're going to move on for Kyler at the end of this year. I'm just going to go Falcons. Again, not the best games, but we're going to ride with it. Falcons -1.5. Lions at Chargers. This is going to be a good game. Lions had a bye week last week. Chargers just beat the Jets. Handily, too, I might add. What do we want to talk about? Justin Herbert, hand. Is it hurt? The fractured, broken finger, whatever it is. It looks like he's playing fine with it. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, that entire offense is really clicking. I don't know if Montgomery's back yet. I don't think it matters because I think Jahmyr Gibbs is that good. They're in San Diego. They're not San Diego. I said San Diego. They're in LA. I'm going to go Detroit. I think they cover. I think they can win by a field goal. Chargers are good, but they've been up here twice now. They've been killing teams. They've been winning games. I think the Lions bring them back down to earth. I think they do. Detroit -3. Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys -16. I fell into this trap a couple weeks ago with the Cowboys and the Rams. Giants are bad. No Daniel Jones, which whatever you want to say. Tyrod Taylor, who knows? Who are we getting at quarterback? Saquon just going to run fucking wishbone all day? They're going to run the Wildcat with him? Who knows? Who knows what the Giants are going to do? I think the Cowboys smack them. Giants are not even close to being a team anymore. You got Thibodeau. Congratulations. He's going to want out soon. Cowboys -16. Easy. Commanders at Seahawks. Seahawks -6.5. Seahawks at home are really good. Are they a good team, though? They got a lot of talent. I have DK on my fantasy team. He's been doing okay for me. I don't love it. I really don't love it. But, I mean, the Commanders have been playing good. Again, across the country, into Seattle. 12th man kind of shit. I'm going to go Commanders. I don't like it. I'm going Commanders +6.5. Sam Howell's been playing good football. He's been throwing the ball around. They have good players around him. Yeah, you just got rid of your defense a little bit, your 2 edge rushers or your defensive line. But you know what? Actually, I'm changing. Seahawks. Seahawks -6.5. I just feel like, yeah, Sam Howell's been playing good football. But Seahawks at home. Kenneth Walker's going to have a touchdown. DK might have a touchdown. I like the Seahawks in this spot. We're good. I like that pick. All right, Sunday Night Football. Who fucking cares? We have such a pretty good slate through the entire day of Sunday. And then we get to Sunday Night Football, and it's the Jets at Raiders. Jets are -1.5, which that's beyond me. That is beyond me. I'm going Raiders money line, I think. I'm taking the Raiders +1. I know that probably doesn't make sense because, yeah, the Jets have a really good defense. They do. But the Chargers just hung 27 on them. I'm not saying the Raiders are going to do that, but the Raiders at home on Sunday Night Football, prime time, Antonio Pierce is going to have his guys fired up. I think Max Crosby is going to have a huge game. I think that defense is going to play good. Raiders +1.5. Might take a money line. It's probably only plus like 110. Still, I like it. Monday Night Football. Last game. Last thing we're going to talk about. I hate this line. It's Monday Night Football. Broncos just came off of a bye. The Bills. What do we want to say about the Bills? We'll get to the Broncos because I've had a lot of thoughts about the Broncos in this game. Bills. They kind of just go out there and wing it. It kind of feels like they're just winging it on the field. I know that's not what they're doing. They have game plan. They want to get up and down the field. They want to score. This game is in Buffalo. It's going to be a little chilly in Buffalo. Now, the Broncos, it's cold here. They know how to play in the cold. Josh has not been playing good all year. This is a big game for them. They need to get back on track. When I say that, that means they're going to win. I think the Bills are going to win. Now, how much? I don't know. Could the Bills just come out and just shit on everyone? Shit on the Broncos? Absolutely. I think they could. And the more I think about it, they actually might. Psych. I'm taking the Broncos just out of pure principle. Broncos plus 7.5. Bye week. Sean Payton. He's going to have a game plan. Defense is going to be ready for Josh. Josh is going to throw an interception. He throws about one every game. I like the Bills, okay? They got Von Miller. I'm a Von Miller guy. You know, when your guys go away, the guys that started the culture of your team and they get traded away or they sign with a different team, you got to root for them. Vaughn is a Super Bowl MVP. He is a hero to the state of Colorado. Okay, everyone knows who Von Miller is. I'm happy that he's on Buffalo. But I think the Broncos cover. I think the Bills win, but the Broncos are going to cover. Bills are going to win by 3. Maybe they might win by a touchdown, but they're not going to cover that half. They're not going to win by 8. Okay, I like it. Again, college football is going to be a great Saturday. Great Saturday. I kind of feel it's going to be a great Saturday. Sunday, maybe just check the scores every once in a while. Have a couple games on in the background. Watch one or two of them. Thursday night's going to be a stinker. The afternoon games are going to be okay. I mean, it's going to be an okay Sunday. If you're going to go out this weekend, have a great Saturday night. Get fucked up because that way you're not missing a whole lot on Sunday. Okay? You're not going to miss a whole lot on Sunday. Yeah, you want to watch some ball? Absolutely. Turn the games on. Get a little Pedialyte going. Okay? Throw a little Zinski in, huh? Throw a little Zinski in. Enjoy your Sunday. Relax. That is it. Artwork is coming. Artwork is changing soon. But nevertheless, that's Beyond the Spread. I'm Bryce. Follow me on socials. Bryce Bud. Instagram, Twitter. I tweet not a lot, but I tweet enough to be like, hey, let's have a conversation about this. You know what I mean? That is Beyond the Spread. We talked about a lot today. Make your picks wisely. Goodbye.